Stations.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Scooters Plus on Summer Avenue. Now, here's your host, Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
When you hear the sound coming, hear the drums drumming, I want you to join together with the band. We don't move in any particular directions, and we don't make no collections. I want you to join together with the band.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Man, it's happy hump day, everybody. It's a beautiful Wednesday, and we got so many great things to get to because, we got another baseball game, man. We got Game 5 tonight.
Oh, yeah. Fired up.
Zach Gallen, Mr. Ears himself. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, man, yes, last night, Noah Adolis Garcia, it was no problem. The man who filled in for him, Travis Jankowski, just went 2 for 4 with a double and 2 RBI.
Slight work, man.
You know, hey, man, no problem. Next man up attitude from the Rangers. We're going to see what happens tonight. But we also have some more Maction tonight. Last night's Maction was awesome. We had a fight in the Northern Illinois Central Michigan game as Central Michigan held on 37-31. My man Rocky Lombardi from Northern Illinois coming up short, but everybody scrapped after the ball game.
Yeah, they did.
It was nice, man. Like, you got snow on the ground. It's Thanksgiving. People are fighting. It just felt right.
It felt like football, John.
It felt like some action. And I will tell you, I had a nervous breakdown yesterday. I was about to cry.
You did?
So my big play yesterday is Buffalo Toledo under. That's
Really?
my big play of the day. It was under. I got it at 51.5. When I got off the air, it was all the way down to 49.5. Well, it's a miracle because it finished at 44. There was no points, no runs, no field goals, no penalty kicks. I mean, they didn't do nothing in the Buffalo-Toledo game in the fourth quarter. Nobody scored. It was basically a miracle that I got there. It really was, especially the way the game opened up. So you got the under, okay? The opening play of the game, the very first touch, just a little 97-yard kickoff return to start the damn game from Toledo. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what? They took the opening kick for a touchdown. Not looking really good. I don't know if you know this. That's not good.
It's not good at all.
And just 2.5 minutes later, Buffalo sadly goes like 3 and out, kicks the ball after back to Toledo. One play, run. Second play, run. Second run, though, 71-yard touchdown by Penny Boone. And it's 14-0 before I can shake his leg. I mean, there's still 12 minutes and 6 seconds left in the ball game, and Toledo's up 14-0. And then it gets even worse for me because 4 minutes later, not even 4 minutes later, the Buffalo Bulls, they went down the field, scored a touchdown, and I'm freaking out saying this just can't be right. It's 21 points in the first quarter. I mean, it was just terrible. Then they scored 10 more points in the second, so it's 31 points in the first half, and I'm thinking the under's over. Under's over.
Yeah, it's over.
And then my prayers were answered. Only 13 points scored in the entire second half. Got the under. Gotta love some action. Had a big fight again last night. Toledo's undefeated in conference after beating Buffalo. They control their own destiny. Maction is back, and we got some more of it again, like I said, tonight. Looking forward to the Maction. Love the Maction. Makes you feel good. You got Ball State playing Bowling Green. Bowling Green's a 5-point favorite. You also have Kent State playing Akron tonight. It's first game's at 6:30 on the Deuce. On ESPNU, you have Kent State and Akron at 6:30. Akron a 4-point favorite. Both home teams are favored. Some more action tonight. Again, we also got baseball. We got tons of NFL to talk to. At 12 o'clock today, we have Russell Copeland joining the program. The Raiders, they absolutely cleaned house. They got rid of Josh McDaniels.
Oh yeah.
Fired their man Dave Ziegler, their GM.
Yep.
Set off to their offensive coordinator. Peace, Austin Mignana, man.
Time to go.
bounce, Holmes. And I don't even, Austin Mignana, is that what? See you tomorrow. So I guess he probably wouldn't have said that.
I think that's see you
My
tomorrow.
Spanish isn't very good. It's not very strong.
It's okay, John. It's okay.
But I will say, Raiders did clean house. Will this help with Devontae Adams? He's very upset. He wanted to be traded. He wanted out. We'll find out. We'll talk a little NFL again at 12 o'clock with Russell Copeland. We also get to talk a little bit of Hardwood, some funny stuff. I mean, the Bears fired their running backs coach over some behavioral issues. The Falcons, by the way, did you hear this? They're benching Desmond Ridder finally and going with Taylor Heineke.
Man, it's about time. It's time.
I mean, come on now. I can't believe it took this long to figure that one out. And their defense had been playing good until last week. I don't even know what they've been doing, but that's crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. We got to talk about the college football playoff rankings, man.
Oh yeah. I love it, man. What you feeling about the playoffs? About the how it's looking right now?
Man, everybody controls their own destiny. It's exactly what basically I figured. I kind of figured this is what it's going to be. It said the things that it says to me though. And if you haven't paid attention, college football playoff rankings did come out. Ohio State is number 1, Georgia 2, Michigan 3, Florida State is 4. The Huskies, Washington number 5, and then the highest ranked one-loss team in the country, of course, is Oregon. You got Alabama at 8, Ole Miss is at 10. It basically says, that they look at the Buckeyes with Penn State and Notre Dame wins, best resume. You got Georgia right there. I mean, I understand it. Michigan at 3, weak schedule. But, I mean, they are number 1 in offense and number 1 in team defense.
Yeah, so you can't deny Michigan.
So they're there. But, I will say this. What it says, though, to me, to Florida State, it says a lot of dangerous things to me about Florida State because I want you to think about this. Florida State at 4 right now, with their schedule that is going forward, they don't have a margin for error.
Yeah, they got zero. Zero.
They don't play anybody going down the stretch. The only ranked team right now, other than Florida State, that they had of a chance to face would be Louisville. And that would be in the championship game because Pittsburgh's left on the schedule. They ain't ranked. Miami is not. Northern Alabama, they're not. In the last game of the year at Florida, the Gators, not a good football team. They don't have a ranked team left on their schedule. The only 2 ranked teams that they've beaten this year are Duke and LSU in that opening game of the season. So they see Louisville in the ACC championship game. It'll be a ranked win, but basically it's saying Florida State, you're right here at 4. You have no margin for error.
They got zero.
No slipping up, no looking stupid. You better go out there and take care of business.
Yeah, and John, if they don't take care of business, we all know what's gonna happen. They up out of there.
In Washington, by the way, they got to feel comfortable where they're at. They control their own destiny. It's going to be tough. Oregon's right there. They control their own destiny because, Michigan and Ohio State play each other. But watch out, though. Alabama's creeping and lurking in the dark over there at 8. They control their – they got LSU this week. LSU's defense has been weak.
Very, very weak.
Very weak. But, man, LSU's offense is bad to the bone.
Yeah, they got them 2 receivers on the outside, man. Explosive.
Jaden Daniels tossing that rock all over the place.
Come on, man. That's an explosive offense, man.
So, yeah, man. Right now, I just college football, it's that time of the year. Got some action back on, paying attention to the college football playoff rankings. Another thing of note, by the way, of course, is the highest-ranked non-Power 5 member. Did you notice Tulane was ahead a little higher of Air Force? So if Tulane wins out, they would get that, the highest non-ranked. They'll get that Big Six Bowl invite, I guess is what we're calling it.
Yeah, the Power Six Bowl. Yep, they'll get
The
that.
Big Six
The
Bowl
Big
invite.
Six.
So,
Yep.
watching Air Force and Tulane going forward. But that's, a little college football. We got to get in action. We'll talk about that, and we'll do our bets in the last segment. But over to the NFL. Yesterday, of course, was the trade deadline. Raiders, before the trade deadline, basically didn't move anybody, but they did fire Josh McDaniels. And I was just thinking about this. How did Josh McDaniels get to where Josh McDaniels is at?
That's a good question. How did he get there?
I mean, he was offensive coordinator for the Patriots for those 3 seasons before he went and took the job in Denver. And then he wanted to hitch his pony to Tim Tebow.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you go from running the dink and dunk offense basically with Randy Moss, Wes Welker. They had Kevin Falk back there, Ben Watson.
Yeah, they had a deep team.
Lawrence Maroney. Like Tom Brady pulling the trigger. Like you got the greatest dinker and dunker of all time. Also throwing deep balls to Randy Moss. Oh, just one of the greatest receivers of all time. Yeah, of course his offense was good in 2007. It was actually ranked second. But the prior year it wasn't top 10. And the year after that it wasn't. So, I mean, he's had some dogs. And then you saw what he went and did in Denver. And it was terrible.
Yeah.
My man's record in Denver was 11-17.
Oh, dang. I didn't know it was that bad.
11-17. They get rid of him. They get rid of Tim Tebow. Bring in, of course, the sheriff Peyton Manning, and we know what the rest. The rest is
Oh,
history.
yeah, Super Bowl for them.
Josh McDaniels, though, wasn't going to be the band that was going to be with that recipe. And then he goes to the Raiders. Went 9-16. Very pedestrian. You got weapons.
And you're not doing nothing about it.
And you're not doing anything. And I mean, you're not a good football team. So, Josh McDaniels, hopefully this will finally be the end. But you know what? Probably is going to happen. He'll end up, you watch this, he'll probably end up working for the Patriots again because Bill loves running it back, dude. Bill Belichick is that dude who still watches reruns at Nick at Night of the Golden Girls and stuff because he doesn't want change in anything. His teams aren't changing. The NFL, like there is a different evolution every few years. It changes its stripes. I mean, we've had the greatest show on turf. You had the Bears, the 86 Bears defense. You've had teams that just basically dink and duck you to death in the Patriots. Great defenses, special teams, and a Tom Brady, a quarterback who had that it factor.
Yeah.
49ers, man, back then when you had basically the West Coast going. You had Montana, then into Steve Young, best organization, the way it was run, the Cowboys, Emmitt Smith running that rock up the middle. But, it's always changing, and Bill ain't changing.
And the thing is, that's a big problem for Bill because, like you said, the NFL, they're evolving. And he's quickly getting left behind, man.
Man, dude, the Aaron Rodgers was lost for the Jets this year, and they're 4-3. They're playing with Zach Wilson, and the Patriots are 2-6.
That just tell you, man, that just like what you said
and
right there.
He's known for defense. You know who's giving up the most points in the AFC East?
Talk about it.
That would be the Patriots at 208, and they've also scored the fewest at 118, where they have a run differential of -90 on the season.
See, hey, like you said.
And by the way, Bill ain't that dude who's just the coach, man. He's also buying the groceries.
He buying everything. Everybody who's out there, he picked them.
So, yeah, they're like if you want to point some fingers, you point the positive ones. You point the peace signs and you give the little chest bump, blow kisses to Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And right now you throw the middle finger up to Bill Belichick. Be like, come on, man.
Because you ain't doing that. He needs to evolve, man. His way of thinking, everything, he's quickly becoming behind, man. And how long are we just going to look at these Super Bowls, man, that about, why you still here, man?
It's wild to me just to see where it's at right now. And, again, at the trade deadline, though, yesterday, a little bit enough about that. We're going to get tons into a little football today at 12 o'clock. But I got to get back up to a little trade deadline, man. Philadelphia
Ooh.
in San Francisco. Two teams that, listen, I know San Francisco has gone on a 3-game losing stretch.
Talk about it.
They lost to the Browns and P.J. Walker. That was embarrassing.
Yeah. Extremely.
They played the Vikings. They didn't get a single sack on Kirk Cousins. Got to get tipped the cat to the Vikings offensive line. Kirk Cousins played great, but damn. Damn. You got to be kidding me.
Come on, man.
And in San Francisco last week, what happened to them? They played the Bengals. And my man Joe Burrow looked like he's backed and put 31 all over the face of that super vaunted defense. So right now, the 49ers are limping into their bye.
Yeah, they are.
Lost 3 straight after everybody said they were world beaters. Well, they went out there and got a little help, man. They just went and brought Chase Young in.
And that's a big
And
addition.
people in Washington today, if you're paying any attention to the wires and reading stuff coming out, Washington's coaching staffs and a lot of people have been trashing Chase Young.
They have. They've been
have.
talking about his effort level, not
Bad
fully being
habits
committed.
that he
Yeah.
picked up, not being committed to the team,
He's-
acting like he was different than the other play. Listen, he was still the number 2 overall pick for a reason. He was also the rookie of the year. He was injured last year. He was terrible, yes. This year, though, he's back, and he's been playing extremely good. And what is Washington going to say when they get rid of both of their defensive ends? Because they don't want to pay them on a big second contract coming up next year for both of them. I get why Washington did this. And I understand why Washington's kind of out there trashing him. But
Yeah.
this is why, because, they want to, CYA. That's the way the world is.
Yeah, they trying to cover themselves.
Yeah, they covering up. They're covering, you're making sure that, they good on the back end. But let me tell you, though, you got a young fella still in Chase Young who's got talent. You put him in a veteran locker room where you got Greenlaw and Bosa and Fred Warner.
And Trent Williams.
The offensive line. I mean, you got so many adult dudes.
Yeah.
It's a well-run organization from John Lynch
All the way down.
all the way down.
All the way down.
Class A. Now, I feel like this just makes them, it just kicks them up that notch. I love this move, and I love the fact that it's done, especially while on their bye week. So when they pop back off and they come out of this bad boy after these 3 losses, they got to go to Jacksonville. Jags have been playing great football. They're going to go out there, and they're going to get after my man, Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence.
Hey, Trevor might be in trouble that night.
It might
He's
be.
going to be in trouble, man.
But
And they coming off the edge.
I love what the 49ers did. Hey, struggling a little bit. John Lynch goes out there and says, "Hey, defense just gave up 31 points to Joe Burrow, and his jersey was clean. Kirk Cousins' jersey was clean. We got Nick Bosa, the dude. We're gonna go out there and get a little more help."
And you can tell because, John, even the NFL, they were showing clips of how they were double teaming Nick Bosa. So the whole league got that film. Just getting Chase Young on that team just make them a whole completely different defense.
And then I think Philadelphia, because it happened earlier before the trade deadline, but getting Kevin Byard from the Tennessee Titans, I think was a huge move for the Eagles. So 2 of the top teams in the NFC that people were all talking about, I got better before the trade deadline. I like what both teams did.
And you can tell a fearlessness about each of them teams, man. They really trying to go for it right now.
Yeah, they really are. And there's also, I guess, there's always some moves. There was a couple moves that I actually liked. Also, I love Seattle. They went out there and got Leonard Williams.
Oh, that's a good move.
Took him away from the Giants. I think that's going to be big for this Seattle team. And I mean, we talk about the Eagles. Eagles play the Cowboys this week. Kevin's already been there. You got my man, Leonard Williams, who can step in right away. Seattle has a huge game this week. They play the Ravens. Did you know that?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Man, you got the Seahawks right now who are leading the NFC West. You got the Ravens leading the AFC North, playing this game at M&T Stadium. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game, man.
There's a
game.
great schedule this week. We got the crazy one earlier, too, with the Dolphins and the Chiefs. It's going to be 8:30 in the morning Central Time from Frankfurt, Germany. I hope my man Pat Mahomes didn't take the flu over to Germany. No, he was sick last week. He should be fine by now. But, man, you got Tyreek Hill playing his old team.
Hey, and John, Tyreek said he looking forward to this game, man.
I bet he is, man.
He said look out for him in the end zone. He got something special in store for this week.
Dude, he's always looking out in the end zone, man. My man gets there with the quickness. Chiefs 2.5-point favorite in that game. They look very pedestrian against the Broncos last week. Again, no Taylor Swift. She won't be at this game either.
Okay. Is Travis Kelce number going to go down, man?
Man, they went down last week when she wasn't there, didn't they?
It was terrible. He didn't perform. Well, that whole offense didn't
I was going to
perform.
say, the team
Their whole
was
offense
terrible.
didn't perform, man. It was just terrible as a whole, man, as a whole unit.
And it was also kind of ridiculous, him taking a lot of heat for – I'm sure he flew private from like Kansas City to Arlington, Texas to watch the game,
to watch the
World
game.
Series and flew back. I mean, it's not like this dude's like anyway,
Joe Blow.
You've heard a lot of people say,
yeah.
"Oh, I can't believe." Dude,
Yeah.
Travis Kelce.
He's Travis Kelce.
It's Travis Bleeping Kelce, like
Come
you
on.
said.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Vikings, though, they also made a move that it's kind of like the good guy move you would call. Kirk Cousins is done for the season.
Oh, yeah, I found out. Didn't they acquire Josh Dobbs or something like that?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
They went and got he's like a rocket scientist or aerospace engineer.
Hey, he's very smart.
He's like a smart dude, man. But he's just a good dude. Like, you kind of root for him. Again, he's not really talented enough to be a damn starter in the league, but he's got enough experience. And, he's a heady guy. He's going out there and working his little tail off. He did all right with the Cardinals. Now he's going to get to go in there and play a little bit with the Minnesota Vikings. We'll see what happens. Vikings 4-4 in the season, play 4-4 Falcons. So what a quarterback matchup. Now we got Taylor Heineke. I like the Falcons a lot in that game.
Oh, yeah, I like Taylor Heineke, man, to be honest. I really feel like they should have been throwing him in the fire. But, when you draft a guy like Desmond, they want to see what you got. But we seen what he can do so far.
Man, we got baseball to talk about today again. Can the Rangers get their very first championship? Like, could they get them rings? Can they win the World Series first time in franchise history? Well, they're one game away. They got Nathan Eovaldi in his big years going tonight, 4-0 in the postseason, 3.5 ERA. Zach Gallen, who's been struggling of late for the Diamondbacks, 2-2, 5.27 ERA. He's on the bump. Rangers laying 115, over and under is 8.5. It was crazy last night. We're going to talk tons of baseball. We got football at noon. We got Hardwood at 12:30, and we got our bets to close thing out. But next, we got Dustin Starr. We got to talk a little bit of wrestling, and it's all been brought to you by Scooters Plus. By the way, don't forget, 3425 Summer Avenue, Scooters Plus. We're like, what's his Scooters Plus? Not just scooters, not just motorcycles or dirt bikes or e-bikes, but they got go-karts. They got ATVs, UTVs, side-by-sides. They got four-wheelers, three-wheelers, trikes. You name it, they got it. They got all the gear as well. I mean, they have it all. They have the largest showroom in the Mid-South. You can also check out their showroom at scootersplus.us. It's open at 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday, the showroom that is. Give them a call, by the way. If you need to repair your ATV or your motorcycle and you need parts, they got all the parts. Plus, they can do the repairs if you're not a gearhead. They also have great sales and service, financing options available. Right now, the price is always right at Scooters Plus. They have an inventory reduction sale going on. Head on over there. They also have layaway. You put 25% down, pay on that bad boy. Santa Claus picks it up right before Christmas. Life is good and Christmas is great. Scooters Plus, 3425 Summer Avenue. Back in 2 shakes, it's time to talk with Dustin Starr. Some wrestling. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to real sports talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Fall is in the air, and so are Choate's Early Bird Specials. Right now, receive $1,000 off the purchase of a new Carrier gas furnace. Carrier furnaces come with some of the best warranties in the industry, and Choates has been professionally installing them for over 60 years. As a Carrier factory authorized dealer, Choates also offers competitive financing solutions for you and your family. If your heating system is in good shape, make sure you take advantage of Choates' Early Bird Tune-Up Special for $60. This tune-up is an in-depth 20-point inspection to make sure your furnace is ready for the winter season ahead. So call 347-8086 to schedule your Early Bird Special today. And turn to the experts with Choates and let our family serve your family.
Jenkins Floors and More in Hernando is growing. This family business started up 5 years ago with just one pallet, and now they have hundreds. Tim, the owner, gets calls from people everywhere and can sometimes save them up to 50% on wood flooring, carpet, tile, and vinyl. Jenkins Floors and More helps with renovations, home building, and installation. Jenkins Floors and More, number 6 East Commerce Street in Hernando. Also in Little Rock and coming soon to Tennessee. Call 662-469-9350 for more information.
Now, this is the weather Sunrise was made for. You can enjoy sunrise downtown on Jefferson or sunrise east on Poplar all year long. But there's something special about tucking into a hot, fresh, delicious breakfast when there's just a bit of cool in the air. It's true for lunch, too. There's nothing like a perfect burger when you've got your coat hanging on the back of your chair. You know the food at both Sunrise locations is made just for you when you order it. And now you can enjoy it while you're not being outside in the cold. Warm up with some Sunrise.
I feel good shopping at DriveMax. DriveMax, DriveMax, you get value.
Need a car that screams I feel good? DriveMax has it all. From cars to SUVs, find a tightly inspected used car that'll have you dancing all the way home. Call 901-664-2424 or visit DriveMaxApproval.com.
DriveMax, I got approved.
If you haven't experienced Genesis Diamonds yet, your moment has arrived. Next weekend, November 10th through 12th, Genesis is putting everything on sale. Save 20, 30, even 35%. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, engagement rings. World-class designers will be here too, showcasing fashion jewelry never seen here before. All on sale. Luxury pre-owned Rolex watches and all lab-grown diamonds are also included. Don't miss this spectacular store-wide sale. Next weekend, November 10th, 11th, and 12th at Genesis Diamonds, Poplar and Perkins Extended. See store for details.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Scooters Plus on Summer Avenue. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes rabbit. He choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that, but he's broke. He's so stacked.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. I got Brian Dacus. I got Johnny Hill in the house, and now it's time to talk with Dustin Starr again. Don't forget, though, man, we got Game 5 tonight. It's from Chase Field in Arizona. The Rangers, Nathan Eovaldi's on the bump. You got the Diamondbacks. We also got a little college football action. 2 MACtion games. Ball State Bowling Green at 6 on the Deuce. You got Kent State and Akron at 6:30. Last night's MACtion was crazy. Both very good, interesting games. If you had the under, the Toledo-Buffalo game was freaking you out, especially since they took the opening kickoff, 97 yards for a touchdown and scored 21 points in the first quarter, yet you still got that under. Also, there was a big fight in the other game. It was just a great night in sports. I think tonight's going to be another great night, but it's time to switch gears a little bit because now we're going to talk a little bit of wrestling. We're going to talk with my good buddy Dustin Starr. You know him. You love him. You see him everywhere. You see him at the Hustle. You see him at the Grizzlies game. You see him when you're watching championship wrestling right here in Memphis, Tennessee. And, golly, what are you, at the Hustle, the Redbirds? Am I missing anything, Dustin?
I don't know, man. It's really cool when you say that because it's like Oh, I just saw Rocky the Rockin' Redbird the other day at the game. He was on the concourse for trick-or-treating with the fans. And then the Grizzlies are in full swing, and the Hustle have yet to tip off. But on November 10th, I think that's a Friday, is when their opening game, the same day as the Grizzlies play. So I don't think I'll be able to get out there until the game after, but or wherever they have me. But, yeah, there's a lot going on, even baseball, even though the Redbirds aren't playing, there's still baseball stuff going on too. So a lot of fun stuff, man. How are you doing?
Man, I am too. Are you kidding me? We had the sports equinox. Halloween was last night. Maction. I mean, the World Series is going on. The NFL's in full swing. Hell, I got NFL football this weekend from 8:30 to midnight. You know what I'm saying? It's just. God. I mean, we got the first game of the day is the Dolphins and the Chiefs on Sunday, and it's from Frankfurt, so it starts at 8:30 in the morning. You got the noon games, the 3:30 games. You got Sunday night football, so, I mean, it's action-packed. And I got Ole Miss football this weekend playing a little Texas A&M, so I'll be down at the Grove partying like a rock star. So, yeah, life's pretty good.
Yeah, that's cool. And I think I might be the only Dolphin fan in the state of Memphis, if you will. I don't see very many Dolphin fans other than me.
Yeah, there's not.
Fins up, baby.
Yeah, fins up, but I will say the Tua hate has gone away for a while, you know? I mean,
well, I wonder how that happened.
Scoring 70 on Denver will help that.
Well, you know, like when you're winning, I mean, all the problems seem to go away when you're winning, and all the complaints seem to go away when you're winning. And, I mean, Tyreek Hill is killing it. What has he got? He's going to get 2,000 this year, right?
Dude, he's a lunatic. He's
on pace.
He's a wild man. Dude's the cheetah called the cheetah for a reason. Like he really is. I love it. You got to like those names since you're all up in the wrestling business.
Yeah. Anytime they have a nickname, I'm like, whoa, wait a second, huh?
Now,
or like with Taylor Swift being in the news and stuff, I feel like that's very wrestling-like, where you got, you know, this big superstar performer, musician coming to watch this big superstar football player, and there's so many storylines that this thing could go in any direction. Even though it's real life, you still look at it like, all right, so what's going to happen next?
Man,
you know?
That is the truth. Now, I do need to know, you had a nice event over the weekend. You had a busy weekend. Tell everybody what you've been up to.
Well, so our Halloween Spooktacular aired on Friday night, Saturday afternoon on Action News 5 Plus, and then all of our other streaming platforms and all that kind of stuff. And it was the Halloween Spooktacular was absolutely loaded, man. It was everything that we thought it would be. You know, I told you we sold every single seat in the house. We did. Of course, that means the concessions and merchandise was really good as far as business. But then we expected people to want to watch it because of the star power that we had on it. It was kind of like, hey, let's load this thing up. You know, we might have 1 or 2 feature attractions each live event, but this one we had 4 and 5, depending on how you look at it. And for the show to air, and we were literally trending on Fight TV, which is a major streaming platform for all MMA, pro wrestling, and mixed martial arts and all that kind of stuff, boxing or what have you.
What is it called?
But it's Fight TV. And so there's Fight Plus. Yeah, it's an app. It's a free app, but then also there's a paywall that you can subscribe to, and then you can watch additional pro wrestling and MMA and all that stuff. So anyway, Memphis Wrestling is actually behind a paywall there, but we were trending. People were watching us on Fight TV because of the Halloween Spooktacular. I mean, right now we've probably tripled our viewership on average per episode on YouTube, and then, of course, there's a ton of interaction socially. So it was really, really cool that, you know, you're able to schedule something, book something, market something, and then expect that the people are going to like it. And they did. They really liked it. So if you missed it, it's available absolutely free on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/@MemphisWrestling, and it's right there at the top, the Halloween Spooktacular. And it was so much fun. Everything from the Halloween costumes to, we actually had a fireball thrown for the first time on Memphis Wrestling, where a guy he didn't get set on fire, but damn near it. He took a fireball right to the face. So it was a little bit of everything in that show. And of course, you know, last night we were trick-or-treating and eating candy and just having a good old time. It was a lot of fun trick-or-treating last night. But
man, I'm
over
glad
the weekend, it was about the Spooktacular.
Speaking of the trick-or-treating, so what were you all dressed up as?
Well, Reese is a big fan of Bluey. So he was Bluey, and he really liked that he had a tail. So he had to show everybody that he had a tail. And then I had so the Bluey, I don't know if you watch Bluey.
No,
But
I don't
it's
know
like
Bluey. I knew who Blue's Clues was, but I learned that was a different show.
Okay. Bluey's a little blue dog, and he's like a fun dog. And then his dad is named Dad, and his mom is named Mom. And he has a sister, I believe, named Bingo. So that was my niece was dressed up as Bingo. But Bear fondled. It reminded me of old school, trick or treating back in the day. Your parent is kind of like driving in the car behind you, just rolling real slow, watching everything go down. So Maria's dad was in the truck, kind of following us. We had the whole family out there. Maria's sister and her family and all that kind of stuff. So it was a lot of fun.
Do you mind
ate way too much candy.
Do you mind if I ask you where you were trick-or-treating in your neighborhood? Because I was very disappointed. I got a whole bunch of candy, and I got the good candy, man. Like, I got all the big, like the big size. You know what I'm saying? I was going to tear it up. Say. And I had 3 trick-or-treaters show up. And they all came together, and they all looked like between 16 and 18 years old.
They're getting that. Hey, man, as long as they're out there, not messing stuff up.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care. I was just like, that was it. That was all I got.
Yeah. So 2 things. I stopped trick-or-treating when I was 15. I have 3 sisters. One's older than me, 2 are younger, and we all went together, and it was kind of my way of hanging out with them and watching them. But then also, I remember being dressed up as Hollywood Hulk Hogan from the NWO at 15 years old, and then when we knocked on the door...
He was the bad Hulk Hogan, right?
Yes. So I knock on the door, it's trick or treat, and there's a girl that I went to high school with. And she just looked at me like, what are you doing? Like, what a nerd. And that was the last time I ever went trick or treating with my sisters at age 15 because I felt like so embarrassed that some girl saw me.
Dude, being shamed by a woman in high school or a girl in high school was tough, man. That was a shot to the ego.
It really was. And so then I was like, all right, well, I got to grow up, And it was mostly because of the wrestling stuff, because I really, I had a leather jacket that I would wear because Bret Hart and Roddy Piper wore leather jackets. So for me to be able to dress up as one of the wrestlers for a day and not be made fun of, I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then, of course, it backfired on me. But, yeah, to your point, we were trick-or-treating in Olive Branch. So that where we live, the houses are spaced out a little bit more. So we knew we weren't going to have trick-or-treaters, right? But where Maria's sister lives, it's in a neighborhood. And even going through, and Bluey's coming in here right now. Oh, he got a new mouse for me, Johnny Radio.
Nice.
But even with the neighborhood and all the houses being closer together, we saw so many houses with the lights off. It almost made me feel like, do people really trick-or-treat that much anymore? And so the houses that were super cool. They were extremely nice, happy that kids were there. But there were a lot of houses with the lights off. And if the lights are off, that means don't come knock because I don't have candy.
Yeah, no, trust me.
It was a little weird. Back in the day, I remember every single house you could go up to, knock on the door, and trick-or-treat and get candy. But, yeah, I guess just eat all that candy by yourself. John.
No. I got to figure out a way to do it. I'm going to be bringing it up to work or something. But now I got to ask.
It was very strange.
Yeah, it is strange. It is strange. Things are different now, though. Probably play trick-or-treat on video games or something. Get Robux. Got to ask you, though, didn't you have a taping last week?
We did. We had a taping on Sunday. We had Prince Nana and Brandon Cutler come in. Tons of fun. Those 2 characters are so much fun on television. They're the types that are a little more silly. They dance and do all that kind of stuff. So I think our fans had a really good time. We got some really good footage that's going to come up in the next couple of weeks here on Memphis Wrestling. So, yeah, we had a packed house. Very, very fun stuff. I want to say that we're kind of winding down the schedule this year because we're getting closer to the holiday season and the new year. But then also that just means that we're ramping up big time for 2024. I think we're going to run more shows in 2024 than we have in any other year, which is great. We already have some stuff on the books for even as far as February, as far as fundraisers go. So we'll be doing some fundraisers returning. We're going to announce a big one coming up on Saturday. But our next television tapings are going to be November 19th, and then we have December 10th, and that's it as far as our television tapings.
Damn.
So if you want to come see Memphis Wrestling live, there's 2 more TV tapings. There will be some other fun stuff that we're going to do, but like I said, when we get closer to the holidays, we like to put out a couple of discounts for presents and stuff like that, but then kick off the new year real big.
You still going to be doing some things at Dave & Buster's?
Oh, yeah. We've got some watch parties coming up. AEW Full Gear. I tell you all the time, man, those pay-per-views are $60. free. You can come watch it at Dave & Buster's. So November 18th is AEW Full Gear, and then I believe November 25th is going to be WWE Survivor Series. And there's a ton of rumors swirling about Survivor Series because they're going to be in Chicago. They're sold out. They keep releasing more and more seats. I think a couple of weeks ago, WWE released about 1,200 more seats. So the speculation is that CM Punk could return to WWE because he's from Chicago. They're releasing more seats. There's all this rumors going on online. You know, part of the internet community saying that Vince McMahon and Triple H said, no, they're not going to sign CM Punk. But then the other part of the internet is saying, well, maybe they will. They keep opening up new seats, and it is Chicago. So that's a lot of really cool stories going on about who's going to show up and what's going to happen. But WWE, man, selling a ton of tickets is always a good thing.
Yeah, dude, and also the other thing that's great is being able to go to Dave & Buster's and not have to pay $60 to watch it.
That's exactly right. I usually grab me about 100 ounces of beer. I don't drink it all by myself, Johnny. I have several glasses for whoever wants to come and get a sip while we're watching. But it's a really good time. If you guys have not come and watched wrestling at Dave & Buster's, it's super cool. You got about 100 TVs, 2 huge projector screens. The sound is on, and also since it's football season and basketball season, you'll have some diehard football fans in there watching Steelers and Cowboys or whatever while they're watching and listening to wrestling pay-per-view. So you kind of kill a couple birds with one stone there.
Well, all the things that are going on with wrestling, check it out always at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. Follow Dustin on Twitter at Dustin Starwitz with 2 R's. By the way, the Grizzlies, a little rough start to the season. You could say 0-4. They got 1 at Utah tonight. Then they have 2 in Portland. They don't come back home till next Wednesday. So you got a little week away from the arena. Can the Grizzlies get a win while they're away?
Well, here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be working out hard. I'm going to be saying my prayers, taking my vitamins, drinking my protein shake, and just trying to will my Grizzlies to a victory. I'm going to be throwing free T-shirts when I'm at the grocery store. I'm going to do whatever it takes for the Grizzlies to pick up their first win. I don't care if they're on the road. They're on the road. They're at home. We're going to get that win. And this Grizzlies team is fighting very, very hard. But when you
just don't have enough bodies, yeah, it's tough.
Man, when you expect to have this, and then you end up with that, you have to figure out a whole new strategy. So I know that they'll get the job done. So I'm not freaking out just yet. It's still very early in the season, and the FedEx Forum has been rocking too, brother. It has been rocking.
Man, I dude, last Friday night it was rocking. That was for damn sure. Grizzlies and the Jazz, man, that was a wild game, the Denver one. Grizzlies, though, playing the Jazz night, by the way, I think this could be the night. Utah is only a 2-point favorite. Looks like some of the sharp money's coming in on the Grizzlies. I kind of like them tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I like them every night because I think any team can win on any given night, and I know that the team is very good. Lots of new pieces in there that have to get like Marcus Smart. He didn't play in the preseason. I didn't see him play at home in the preseason, so I think these guys just need to get their reps. Seeing D Rose back on the court in Memphis is awesome. By the way, I mean that is tremendous. So I just think that this team will gel and then they'll start winning and they'll get some pieces back and hopefully add something to the team, especially a big man. We need a big man. That's what we need is a big man.
Big man, yeah.
Who we getting, Johnny?
Losing Steven Adams is always it's always extremely painful. Extremely, extremely painful. And man,
I've heard a little talk about Marc Gasol. Have you heard that?
Man, there's been rumors on every damn different website. Bismack Biyombo.
I saw that.
There's all kinds of it. And in fact, I think didn't they? Well, man, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I know you'll be back at it next Wednesday. Who they playing? The Heat?
Man, you caught me. You caught me napping here. Hold on, I got it on my calendar.
Oh, don't worry.
Next Wednesday it is the Heat. Next Wednesday. The house has been packed. FedEx Forum's been rocking and rolling. Fans just stick with them. They're going to get those dubs, and then I think they're going to live up to the potential that you thought. But then game ops wise, man, we've had a really good time. We were all dressed up for Halloween the other night. Super Grizz chokeslam Michael Myers on the court, like literally flat back on the court, no protection, no table to go through, no foam or padding. I mean, I could not believe it. He literally grabbed Michael Myers and chokeslammed him right on the court. And the fans have all been awesome. You know, once you're gone for the off season and come back, everybody's so happy to see each other. But I think now we're kind of settling in, going, all right, let's get this dub. Let's get this work.
Man, let's get this dub, man. We'll do it again next week, Dustin. I hope you be blessed, and man, I hope you get that. I hope you get that dub tonight, my brother.
Hey, man, if we gonna get it. I can't wait to get it at FedEx Forum so we can celebrate it.
Play a little, yeah. I'm ready for that too, man. Man, Dustin, be blessed. We can do it again next week.
Awesome, thank you, Johnny.
That's my buddy Dustin Starr. We are late for a little break. Got to come back on the other side. We got game number 5 tonight. Got a couple nuggets from last night. It was wild, man. 2 outs, 5 innings, and 2 runs back to back. Baseball next. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Memphis football is home Saturday, November 4th at 2 o'clock for homecoming against South Florida. Enjoy the pregame concert, mechanical bull riding, and Tiger tailgate on Tiger Lane before the game. Tickets start at just $20 as Memphis football continues to work toward a berth in the American Championship game. Be at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium Saturday, November 4th at 2. Purchase your tickets today at GoTigersGoTix.com.
The Crazy Coop, America's premier wing destination, has 27 delicious flavors to choose from and counting. Like the Buffalo Ranch, a perfect combo of ranch seasoning with a little kick. Mango Habanero, sweet taste of mango followed by the heat. Or sweet maple bourbon. The taste will remind you of chicken and waffles. And that's just 3 of the amazing 27 chicken wing seasonings that you can get at the Crazy Coop in Bartlett at 7199 Stage Road. And now open the Crazy Coop Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. Some like it hot. How about the Crazy Sweet Lemon Pepper Hot or Crazy Suicide? Can't take the heat? Get the 4-cheese roasted garlic or barbecue bacon bourbon. Ask about the $9.99 lunch special. Now those are some crazy good prices. The Crazy Coop, 2 locations, 7199 Highway 64 between Applin and Kirby Whitten and 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. Family owned and operated, The Crazy Coop, America's premier wing destination.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. Roofing and siding, gutters too. We're the pros you can trust to get it done right. Call on us. Five Ash Roofing, the name to know. Five Ash Roofing, the only way to go. Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. Five Ash Roofing.
Is that not the corniest thing you've ever heard? Can you believe I paid good money for that silly jingle? Well, the experts say make it memorable, and I think I got my money's worth. Five Ash Roof Services, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
This show's sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. You ever feel like your brain gets in its own way? Like you know what you should do, but you just can't do it? Well, maybe you need sleep, but right before bed, your thoughts start racing. Therapy helps you figure out what's holding you back so you can get over that hump. Visit BetterHelp.com/herd for 10% off your first month. BetterHelp.com/herd.
Looking for a high-efficiency planting solution? The Case IH 2150 Early Riser Planter combines the industry's most accurate planter technologies with a rugged row unit for fast and uniform emergence. The Case IH 2150 Early Riser operates at your speed and adapts to unique field conditions so that you can maximize your yield potential. Stop in or call Mid-South Ag Equipment at 662-890-3141 to learn more. That's Mid-South Ag, your Case IH Equipment headquarters.
We all appreciate luxury. We love the newest technology. We want something that sparkles and looks great. Well, I've got it all in one place. It's called Genesis of Olive Branch, right at the corner of Highway 78. That's Lamar. And the first exit in Mississippi, that's Craft Road. Turn left and you will see Genesis of Olive Branch. And right now, you can get the 2024 Genesis GV70 starting at $49,480 with special financing as low as 3.49% on select models. How about the 2024 Genesis GV80? A little bit bigger, starting at $55,995, financing as low as 5.49% with a $2,000 rebate when trading a luxury brand. Call them. They'll even bring you a Genesis at your work or your home for a test drive. They're convinced that when you drive a Genesis, you're going to want one. Call 662-890-6684. Ask for Vinny. Genesis of Olive Branch.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Scooters Plus on Summer Avenue. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes rabbit. He choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that, but he's broke. He's so stagnant. He knows when he goes back to this moment.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Johnny Hill. Man, we got some more news, though, about the Raiders. We're going to jump into a little baseball in a little bit, but damn. Jimmy Garoppolo, you know how the Raiders are clearing house? They got rid of Josh McDaniels. They fired Dave Ziegler. They got rid of their offensive coordinator. And now they are benching Jimmy G and going with Aiden O'Connell this week. And it looks like going forward, they say.
Yeah, going forward,
They're
man.
giving the promising O'Connell his shot. Damn. Raiders are clearing house. Man, I hope he feeds Devontae Adams.
Hey, that's the goal. That's the goal.
Get him the football and get it to him often. Damn, that's just wild, man. Aiden O'Connell's going to be going this week. Raiders, by the way, I'm trying to think. Who do they play? Giants. They play the Giants. So he's probably going to get a win. The Giants are terrible.
Yeah, and if he just do the game plan, feed Devontae Adams, everything going to be cool.
Man,
Everything
Mike
gonna be
Lombardi,
good.
the offensive coordinator, Dave Ziegler, the GM, Josh McDaniels, their head coach, and now they're benching their quarterback. Clearing house.
They said it's time to restart. They in complete rebuilding mode right
I got
now.
a buddy of mine who, Tom Brady bought a little bit of ownership in the Raiders, and he's very, very excited, and he's convinced somehow that Jim Harbaugh and Tom Brady in little Michigan reunite out there in the desert. Man, I don't know, man.
I don't know about that, man.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
There's a lot floating around Jim Harbaugh right now that's not good. Please tell me you heard about the new video. You've seen the new video, the Central Michigan, the kid Connor Stallings.
Yes, Connor Stallings. Yes, I see.
Connor Stallings. He's got a video out there. It looks like him. He's on the Central Michigan sideline when Central Michigan was playing Michigan State, and it's also the year they beat them 49-0. Obviously, they didn't need the signs. But they do show, when the guy comes out of bounds and over near him, he's in a night game, got his sunglasses on, his hat pulled down, and when he realizes the camera's coming over there, the way he acts,
Yeah.
he acts like, oh, damn, let me get off camera. Nobody else is acting like him. And he's backing up and trying to get out the way and look all incognito. Man, the whole Michigan situation is just absolutely insane right now.
Yeah, it's insane, man, but they ain't stopping Harbaugh, man. He not even worried about it right now, man.
I mean, I don't know. I would be a little bit worried, but right now, I guess he's not. Who knows? Him and their athletic director, they don't like each other. Him and Jim Harbaugh, that's for dead-gum sure. But, Stallions hit the center of an investigation, of course, in the sign-stealing scandal. Now there's video that they're trying to figure out. The thing for me is that it also is another kind of smoking gun is Central Michigan, they've asked them, who is this guy on your faculty? And they're looking into it. Bro, if that dude was on the staff,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be all that damn hard to figure out who he is.
Yeah.
Like, even if he is a trainer,
Yeah.
whatever he is in any capacity, they're going to be able to, man, please.
Hey, John, to be honest, most likely it was just a GA or somebody or someone in quality control, somebody they sent out, man. That's most likely who he is, but they trying to keep everything in-house.
Michigan right now currently third in the college football playoff ranking. They're pretty damn good, and they get to play Ohio State in the last game of the year.
Whew, that's going to be a good one.
Man,
That's gonna be a good one. That's
College
gonna be a good
football
one.
is just so good right now. We got
Yes, it is.
Alabama, LSU this week, A&M, Ole Miss, Kansas State, and Texas. I think is also a big one.
Yeah, I'm fired up for this weekend, man. I'm fired up for this week.
I'm fired up myself. Also, Bedlam. Don't forget Oklahoma State. I'm telling you. I don't know, man. Oklahoma State, I'm feeling them this weekend.
Hey, everybody is sleeping on them. I'm just going to say that too, man. They
this is-
sleeping on Oklahoma State. They're really good, man. Really good.
They started off just terrible, but look at them now. Bedlam, college football. But on the other side, we're switching gears. We're talking all about the NFL with Russell Copeland. So do me a favor, don't you dare touch the dial. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Jenkins Floors and More in Hernando is growing. This family business started up 5 years ago with just one pallet, and now they have hundreds. Tim, the owner, gets calls from people everywhere and can sometimes save them up to 50% on wood flooring, carpet, tile, and vinyl. Jenkins Floors and More helps with renovations, home building, and installation. Jenkins Floors and More, number 6 East Commerce Street in Hernando. Also in Little Rock and coming soon to Tennessee. Call 662-469-9350 for more information.
If you haven't experienced Genesis Diamonds yet, your moment has arrived. Next weekend, November 10th through 12th, Genesis is putting everything on sale. Save 20, 30, even 35%. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, engagement rings. World-class designers will be here too, showcasing fashion jewelry never seen here before. All on sale. Luxury pre-owned Rolex watches and all lab-grown diamonds are also included. Don't miss this spectacular store-wide sale. Next weekend, November 10th, 11th, and 12th at Genesis Diamonds, Poplar and Perkins Extended. See store for details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
A good friend of mine told me about this awesome place for lunch.
Oh, yeah? What's the name?
Neil's Grill and Bar, where the fat man rocks. Everybody knows Neil.
Where's it located?
It's located in Yorkshire Square off of Quince.
And what's it like?
The best lunch place in Memphis. You know, like real mashed potatoes and gravy. Everything is made from scratch. Monday through Friday, daily lunch specials like Monday, baked chicken, Italian Tuesday, spaghetti, ravioli, Italian spinach, delicious fried catfish, fried chicken livers every Wednesday, Friday, Salisbury steak, barbecue chicken, or if you just want a vegetable plate, the best veggies in town.
What about the lunch price?
Meat and 2 veggies, $8.95. Meat and 3 veggies, $10.95. And veggie plate, $9.95. Big fat boy portions, man.
Man, you're making me hungry.
Come hear the best live local music at Neil's. Eddie Smith plays Sundays 5 to 9, Mondays karaoke, Tuesdays Debbie Jameson, Wednesdays Elmo and the Shades, Thursdays John Williams and the A440 Band at Neil's.
Where the fat man rocks.
Wow! I feel good shopping at DriveMax. DriveMax! DriveMax! you get value.
Need a car that screams I feel good? DriveMax has it all. From cars to SUVs, find a tightly inspected used car that'll have you dancing all the way home. Call 901-664-2424 or visit DriveMaxApproval.com.
DriveMax, I got approved.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawild Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Johnny Hill and Bryant Dacus. It is a Wednesday, man. It's a little hump day action, and we're about to talk some NFL football. How do we get it? Always by the best. That's Tito's Handmade Vodka. If life hands you lemons, don't freak out, don't fret, don't stress. Just make a lemon drop. Make sure it's with the best. Tito's Handmade Vodka. My good buddy Russell Copeland joins me now. You know him from the University of Memphis. You know him from his days with the Bills, the Eagles, the Packers, playing in the Super Bowl. Cope, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Johnny. How are you?
Man, I'm blessed. I can't complain at all, man. The only thing I can, I guess, complain a little bit about is, damn, man, you should see how many leaves just fell in my backyard last couple days. It's crazy. I'm going to be out there all weekend. But, man, I've got football from wall to wall on Sunday, and the trade deadline's coming past. All kinds of great things going on. And one of the bigger stories right now out there for me is Washington trading away both their defensive end, Montez Sweat. He went to the Bears. You have Chase Young, who went to the 49ers. That's the one I want to focus on. 49ers. Everything you know about them is their vaunted defense. But they've been kind of getting a little bit torched of lately. Yes, they have Nick Bosa. They have Greenlaw. They have Fred Warner. Their defense is just flat out stacked. Now they go out there and add a very, very talented young dude in Chase Young, who won Rookie of the Year. Was the number 2 overall pick. Had been injured the last year. Didn't get a lot of playing time this year. He looks like he's back. But Washington's been trashing him. Their coaches are saying a bunch of bad things. Going to a veteran going to an organization that's just run differently, and also being around veteran guys like, Eric Armstead and Javon Hargrave, Fred Warner. Do you think that this is where, you take a young, talented guy like this and he actually falls in line because he's not that star?
I think it's obvious that the relationship between he and the Washington Commanders had been severed. It had been damaged. But when you look at being the overall number 2 pick, only 14 sacks in 4 years, that's averaging only 3.5 sacks. That's not going to cut it if you're that franchise type of player, the player that's supposed to get that defense going, going to be a staple piece for that football team. And he has 5 sacks this year, so, he's trending in the right direction. He's playing better, but I think this is really a good fit for him. I think that if he can stay healthy, I think the main issue for him is to be able to stay healthy. But a lot of veteran players, he'll understand how to practice. He'll understand even more how to take care of his body, and he's in a different environment. He's in a winning environment, and I think sometimes a change of scenery helps players, and hopefully it helps him. But at this point in time right here, I'm not upset with Washington parting ways. I mean, he really hasn't done anything, and whatever the situation is between his personality or whatever with the front office, I think when you have a disgruntled player and he has not produced, I think it's time to move on. But hopefully he can restart his career with the 49ers.
Man, and being the fact that he's going to be, Nick Bosa on one side, he on the other, that's a lot of speed, that's a lot of dudes. And then you got, Hargrave, Armstead, Kinlaw, Farrell. You got a bunch of dudes in the middle with Fred Warner. I mean, that defense, just add a little bit of piece, a little something, could put them over the top, because the last 2 weeks getting 0 sacks against the Minnesota Vikings, and then just last week getting just, torched by the Bengals and Joe Burrow. That's not going to get it done for San Francisco, so John Lynch went out there and make a big deal. Now, speaking of the 49ers and John Lynch, he got Brock Purdy with that last pick. Brock Purdy has been everything and more that you could have expected, especially from where he was drafted. They went ahead and moved off of Trey Lance. He's starting over Sam Darnold. He's been awesome. They've lost 3 games in a row. Do you think Purdy, after this bye, bounces back and is the Purdy that we knew before, or are we starting to see, some cracks in his armor?
Well, I do think he bounces back, but it's just not all about Brock Purdy. He's a tremendous story, but this team is predicated on the defense. And you just talked about all the defensive players, and now they have Chase Young. And what's really good about getting a young player with Chase Young to help with their defense is that he does not have to be that star on that defense. Now he can come in, he can get rest, and he can be more productive. But this team is predicated on defense. It's predicated on complementary football. Defense is able to get turnovers. They're able to get the football back to their offense. And their offense, they rely on the defense giving them the ball back. And how they play offensively is that they use a lot of different personnel groupings. They run the same similar plays, and they get the defense off balance. And now you have Deebo Samuel's hurt. Your left tackle, Trent Williams, has been hurt. McCaffrey's been banged up. They've gotten off track with this bye week. Hopefully they can be able to get Deebo back. They can be able to get Williams. I don't know how severe Williams is, but if they can get him back and get their defense playing back as we're accustomed to playing, they'll get back in that fold and they'll start winning. But defensively, this team runs through their defense, and their defense has not been playing well the past couple of weeks.
No, their defense definitely has been struggling, you could say. It's just been wild to see everything now. Everybody, if you look over at the Raiders right now, man, they are cleaning some house. They've gotten rid of Josh McDaniels. They've got rid of Dave Ziegler, their GM. They got rid of Lombardi, their offensive coordinator. Now they've gone and benched Jimmy G for Aiden O'Connell. Is this really a move to help maybe improve the relationship with Davante Adams, or is it just like time to clean damn house because this is what was expected from Josh McDaniels, who had a losing record when he was with the Broncos at 11-17 and now 9-16 with the Raiders?
I think you have to start first with Josh McDaniels. I mean, he's proven once again that he is not a head coach. I think he's a brilliant young offensive mind, offensive coordinator, but he cannot run a football team. He cannot manage a football team. Players do not get along with him. And so that's been proven. 20-33 in his second stint as a head coach. I think it's a little bit of both. I think when you look at it from John Gruden, you look at that situation, you had to clean house with that. Now you hire Josh McDaniels. It has not been working out. You're in Vegas. You have to be able to start over. And it's very unfortunate because this football team is going in the other direction, and you thought that perhaps that they could go in the right direction. And I didn't like the hire with Josh McDaniels. But you're talking about the relationship with Davante Adams. I think that relationship is severed. I think he wants out. And let's just be honest. Right now, you fire your head coach, you fired your general manager, your starting quarterback is not going to be starting. How does that look offensively? How are you going to look defensively as a team overall? Davante Adams, he's not playing up to par. He wants to go to a team that's winning. He's not accustomed to that coming from Green Bay. It's just totally different. And we talked about Chase leaving Washington and going to San Francisco. It has been totally different for Davante Adams, and I don't think that relationship can be fixed. I think it has been severed to this point.
And it just also is so sad to think about the talent that we're talking about. I mean, Davante Adams, when he was with Aaron Rodgers, we're talking about Davante Adams, best wide receiver in the league. Now, you look at Tyreek Hill, what he's doing down there with Tua, what he did there with the Chiefs. Everybody's talking about Tua. Right now, look what A.J. Brown is doing with the Eagles. Like, there's so many deadgum good wide receivers, but one that nobody's speaking about is Davante Adams, and that's just because he's with a damn organization that's just horribly run.
And you know what that reminds me of, Johnny? The great Hall of Famer, Randy Moss, arguably top 2, top 3 wide receivers in the history of the National Football League, when he went to the Raiders and his career seemed like he didn't have it anymore. And he ended up going to the Patriots. At that time, the Patriots were that team. They were that dynasty. And then he got back to playing. And I think Davante Adams is the same. He needs a new scenery. And you talk about A.J. Brown. He wasn't happy with the Titans. A lot of things was going on with him, and he ended up going to the Philadelphia Eagles, went to a Super Bowl last year. So definitely a change of scenery can definitely help players' career. And I think Davante Adams needs to be out. I think he can still play.
Man, I'm with you. And, by the way, speaking of the Titans, what a big game they have tomorrow night with Steelers. And I will say, my man Will Levis, it's been one game, but, damn, it was a good game for Will. Can he have another good game against this Steelers defense, or does he come back down to earth?
Well, he'll most definitely be tested. But I think when you look at Will Levis, I think if you are a Titans fan, I think you have to be happy about that draft pick. You saw some spark. You saw the quarterback position playing above average. But it's going to be a tough test for him. I think now when you go against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, see how he can be able to. First of all, it's going to be a physical game. See how he can be able to get back up for some physical hits that he would take. But you have to look at the Titans. The Titans have to put him in a good position. The game plan needs to be able to get some quick passes, get the football out of his hands. Do not let him take a lot of 5-7 drops at first. Let him get comfortable. Try to use Derrick Henry and run the football. But the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to want him to pass the football. They're going to try to stop Derrick Henry in that running game with Spears and try to make him throw. But I think you'll see that he's a rookie going against one of the top defenses in the league this coming weekend.
Kenny Pickett, I heard some people when, somebody was saying, oh, he doesn't have a chance over there with Pittsburgh. The offensive line is terrible. I will definitely agree with that. But somebody said he didn't have wide receivers. And I'm like, nah, Deontay Johnson and George Pickens are some dudes. George Pickens, by the way, out of Georgia, he's only 22 years old, was always injured at Georgia, fell to the second round. Now that he's been healthy and playing, could this dude one day be like, the Justin Jefferson, being up there with the A.J. Browns as one of the best wide receivers in football?
Absolutely. Has tremendous talent, and I don't know if a lot of people know his father. His father played at Tennessee. Carl Pickens is his father. Played for the Cincinnati Bengals. Was a big-time wide receiver in the National Football League. He has all the tools. He has all the assets. He's big. He's long. He's fast. He makes unbelievable catches, make the contested catches. If he can get the quarterback situation, where it needs to go in the positive direction, he can be that guy. He can be that number one type of wide receiver. So hopefully, Kenny Pickett can get some things together. He's still young, but he's shown that he could be that guy. He just has to be consistent and start protecting the football. But I really like Pickens.
I do too. I mean, I think what a steal. What a deadgum steal. Now, I got to go back over here and talk a little bit about that AFC. The Browns, they didn't trade for a quarterback yesterday, so I guess Deshaun Watson might be coming back really soon. They continue to say he's progressing. They also, though, they traded Donovan Peoples-Jones. And I don't understand that move. Again, right now, that means, you got Cooper and Moore and not much else after that, getting rid of Peoples-Jones. I don't know, man. What does this say about the Browns organization? And more importantly, what does this say about Deshaun Watson in this season?
I don't think it's anything negative to the Browns, nor any negative to Deshaun Watson. Donovan Peoples has shown some flashes in the past, but this year, 8 receptions for 97 yards, that's not really being productive. It just tells me that they need to go out and get another wide receiver, perhaps in the draft or later on in free agency. But Peoples-Jones is a young receiver, but he has not produced. You have Cooper, you have Moore, and you're just looking for a third receiver to be able to get back into that fold. But, I'm not against that trade. I don't think it says anything about the organization negatively, and it doesn't say anything about Deshaun Watson.
Man, I wonder if this team, though, it just feels like that division in football, it just is such a beast. The AFC North, the Bengals are coming on. Lamar Jackson is a damn handful. The Steelers somehow are still winning football games, playing great defense. And the Browns have one of those defenses. We haven't seen much of their quarterback this year. Amari Cooper is that dude. I love David Njoku. I love the offensive line. I'm just wondering if they're going to be able to survive the AFC North if they don't get another wide receiver.
Well, really, you have to look at your offensive line, and you have to look at your quarterback position, Deshaun Watson. He's missed a year and a half, 2 years, didn't really play a lot of games last year. He's been hurt this year. So still, you look at it, that's a lot of time not being on the football field. He has to get consistent. He has to go and play. And, yes, I do think he needs more weapons, but it's going to start with Deshaun Watson being able to be consistent, stand on the field, and get used to the wide receivers, the running backs, and the offensive line, the continuity. And I actually thought Derrick Henry would be a good fit. The Titans, did not pull the trigger and let him go, but I thought he would be a really good fit for the Cleveland Browns. They're the type of team that's a black and blue division.
That would be such a great fit, man.
Yes.
Good God,
Yes.
that would have been perfect.
Yes, and now when you look at it, what's the identity? Now, Nick Chubb is gone for the year. What's the identity? You paid Deshaun Watson $250 million. All of his contract is guaranteed. Are you going to throw the football? Are you going to be balanced? That's what the Browns need to do. They have to understand and figure out, what are we going to do with Deshaun Watson? Is this going to be his team? We're going to get receivers and throw the football, or is it still going to be a black and blue Nick Chubb type of offense? I think that's the first ingredient. But Deshaun Watson has to stay on the football field.
Man, it'll be interesting to see where Kevin Stefanski, what the direction he decides to take this team. Now, the Bengals, we talked about it, winners of 3 straight. They play the Buffalo Bills on Sunday night. I'm excited for this one. I know you love them Buffalo Bills. Who's going to win this game? And then more importantly, which one of these quarterbacks would you rather play for, Josh Allen or Joe Burrow?
Well, I'm going to say the Buffalo Bills win the game, and I think it's going to come down to the shoulders of Josh Allen being able to protect the football. He has thrown, or he's had more turnovers, 93, I believe, 93, 94. Exactly. That's the most since 2018, since he's been in the league. So he has to protect the football, but also Ken Dorsey has to be able to take some pressure off of Josh Allen. And the thing is, they don't have a consistent running game. So Josh Allen is running the football, he's throwing the football, he's making big decisions. And so I think you have to kind of live with it, because he's that gunslinger type of quarterback, more like a Brett Favre type of quarterback. But if he's going to beat the Cincinnati Bengals and they're going to have any aspirations of going to a Super Bowl, winning their division, and playing in the AFC Championship, he cannot continue to turn the football over. I think both of these quarterbacks are great quarterbacks. Give me Joe Burrow, and the reason is that I talked about Josh Allen running the football a lot. As a former wide receiver, you want to know where your quarterback is. He's going to be in the pocket, so you can be able to expect the football on time and on rhythm. Sometimes you get broken plays where the quarterback scrambles a lot. I like Joe Burrow, but both of them are great quarterbacks.
Man, I'm with you on that one, man. And just some of the, Jamar Chase, like some of the balls, like from Burrow to Chase to Higgins to Boyd, like they just, like the balls are just right where they're supposed to be. They come out the break, and the ball, he throws the ball before my man comes out the break. It's something beautiful to watch. All kinds of amazing games this weekend. One of them, though, that I think is going to be really exciting. It's going to be at 8:30 in the morning because they're playing in Frankfurt, Germany. There's so much to talk about when it comes to this football. Tyreek Hill is excited to go against Kansas City. Kansas City's coming off one of the most horrible performances I've ever seen against Denver from this team. I mean, they have a clunker every year. Last year they had one against Tennessee. But, man, that was a clunker. Dolphins, though, lots been made about their record when they play a team that, is a winning team. They lose by 14 or more points. When they play a team that doesn't have a winning record, they're destroying them. Who do you like in this football game, and what do you think about this whole constantly playing overseas?
I really like this offensive matchup, and to be honest about it, playing the games overseas, some may not like it, but I think it just shows the NFL. I think it shows how popular it is. And I think it's really good. I think the players, they may not like it going over there because it changed a lot of things around, but it just shows the popularity of the National Football League. But this is really going to be a good matchup, and I think it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be high scoring. And I'm going to pick Kansas City Chiefs. And the reason is the Dolphins, I like them being explosive, but when it comes down to them being physical and playing against some really good teams on prime time, they haven't been able to come up with that win. We saw them go against the Eagles. The Eagles simply dominated them on offensively, defensively, and special teams. I can't see the Kansas City Chiefs losing 2 weeks in a row. I know Andy Reid, I know Patrick Mahomes will get this football team back going. The defense will play better. Really got embarrassed by the Denver Broncos. I like the Chiefs in a high-scoring football game.
Man, I'm looking forward to this one. I definitely don't get up usually much earlier than 8:30, but I'll be up for this one on a Sunday. That's for daggum sure. A lot of great moves out there over the week. One of them that I thought was really good is Leonard Williams is getting out of New York. He's not going to be in the Giant. He's actually heading over to Seattle, a team right now that's playing their tails off. They're right now a lead of the NFC West, but they got a tough matchup. We talk about the AFC North. They got to go all the way to Baltimore and play Lamar Jackson and that Baltimore Ravens team. Which team do you think has a better chance to hold on and win their division?
Hey, Johnny, I really love both of these coaches. John Harbaugh has done a tremendous job in his tenure at Baltimore. The same thing can be said for Pete Carroll. What he's been able to do the last couple of years has been tremendous. I like the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens were my Super Bowl pick for the AFC. I like what Lamar Jackson is doing, 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's completing 70% of his passes. He's looking phenomenal. They have an outstanding defense. Give me the Baltimore Ravens. I think it's going to be a physical game. I think both teams play really physical. But in the end, I like the Baltimore Ravens running game with Lamar Jackson and the new Lamar Jackson, should we say, improvising in the pocket, throwing the football down the field, not running as much. Give me Baltimore.
I like the Todd Monken offense. The only thing that I don't like is I'm just so disappointed because of the excellence that we expect with Odell Beckham Jr. I really thought these two guys were going to really be able to make it work. He's only got 14 receptions for 160 yards, hasn't scored a touchdown. Is it timing? Is it health? Do you think that Odell Beckham Jr. can get back to being, at least close to what he was?
I think it's a little bit of both. When you talk about the timing and you talk about the health, Odell Beckham has missed a couple of games this year. I think he had a hamstring injury. He missed definitely one game, and I think we're expecting the Odell that we saw with the Giants. We're expecting the Odell that we saw emerge with the Rams, but he's had 2 ACL injuries on both of those knees, and I just think he's lost some explosiveness. I think he's still a solid receiver, but we will not see Odell Beckham as the number one type of receiver. I think that he will get accustomed to this offense, and I think he will pay dividends down the road. But to expect him to come back and play in the forms that we've seen him before, I think it's a little bit steep. Hopefully, he'll get used to the offense, and he'll come in and he'll be able to catch some games, maybe 5, 6 catches, maybe get close to 100 yards and be able to use them in the red area. But the explosive Odell Beckham Jr. that we're accustomed to seeing, he's not that player anymore.
Man, it's hard to see that because he was so amazing. But yeah, man, held without a catch last week against the Cardinals. Cowboys and Eagles, my goodness, there's a ton of smoke in this one. I wanted to know though, which team? When I look at these teams, these offensive lines, which unit do you think has the better offensive line, the Cowboys or the Eagles?
The Philadelphia Eagles have the best offensive line. I think they arguably have the best offensive line in the entire National Football League. They're led by Kelsey. You look how strong they are across the board. They're good run blockers. They're good pass blockers. You look at them running the quarterback sneak. They do it to perfection because of the strength that they have on that offensive line. I think the Dallas Cowboys, they've got holes in their offensive line. They're trying to get that offensive line back to where they were a few years ago. I think they're a solid offensive line, the Cowboys, but I give the nod to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Man, which unit for the Eagles or the Cowboys has the better defensive line?
The better defensive line is the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, when you look at individual players, then that's a little bit different because I think Mike Parsons, he's a player that makes that defensive front better because he's able to line up in so many different positions, so it causes some issues with any offensive line. But when you look at the depth of the Philadelphia Eagles, they have the better defensive line. And I think when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, I think they're great pass rushers. I think, but when it comes to being in between the tackles and being physical, stopping the run, I think they have to get a little better in that area. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I'm with you there. The depth is ridiculous. I mean, when you got like 2 big dudes, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, both of them rotating in or out, Cox on one, and Hassan Reddick coming off the edge doing his thing, Fletcher Cox, Josh Sweat, like the Eagles just like dude after dude after dude after dude. They just keep coming after you. Now, one more. Who you like better? Which quarterback would you prefer? Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott?
Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has proven that he's a solid quarterback. He's younger. He uses his legs more than Dak Prescott. But I did like when a couple of weeks ago that Dak was using his legs, but he's an older quarterback. I trust the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback. I trust Jalen Hurts in the bigger games. We saw the performance that he put up on the biggest stage, and that's the Super Bowl. Had one mistake early, yes, the fumble, but he went toe-to-toe with the best quarterback in the National Football League, and that's Patrick Mahomes. He played outstanding. It's Jalen Hurts all the way.
And by far, it's got to be the best wide receiver on the field, A.J. Brown, right? I mean, is he the early leader for MVP?
A.J. Brown and CeeDee Lamb, when you look at them as far as really good receivers, but I think A.J. Brown has more stats. I think he's the better wide receiver than CeeDee Lamb, but I do love CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb makes plays and plays. And you're talking about the early MVP. Is it A.J. Brown? No, he's not the early favorite for the MVP, because the MVP is a quarterback, trophy, to be honest about it. It's a quarterback's award. I look at Tua Tagovailoa, I look at Patrick Mahomes, and also you talked about Jalen Hurts. You want to talk about offensive player, his name is right there with Tyreek Hill. I think both of those players are playing tremendous. On the offensive side, Tyreek Hill or A.J. Brown, and I still give the offensive player nod to Tyreek Hill over A.J. Brown.
I feel you. Last but not least, I guess with all that Eagle love right now, and I know you said you love CeeDee Lamb and everything, but I think the Eagles -3 would have to be the play, right?
Man, it's going to be a tough game. I mean, you can throw out all the statistics, you can throw out the numbers. This is a division game. Neither one of these teams, like one another. I'm looking forward to that game. I'm going to lean towards the Eagles, but the Cowboys will be ready to play. I think it's still going to come down to the offensive lines that we talked about, but which one of these quarterbacks can play the best and not turn the football over? Just time and time again, when you look at the Cowboys, Dak Prescott turns the football over in big games. He's going to have to be able to not turn the football over, but I like the Eagles in a close one.
He's Russell Copeland. He's our wide receiver. He's always ready to play. I appreciate your time so much. Be blessed and enjoy this weekend, my friend.
Thank you, Johnny.
That is Russell Copeland, our wide receiver, University of Memphis, Bills, Super Bowl, Eagles, all that good stuff. Oh, yeah, in the pack. Man, I'm telling you, we just cut it up on a little NFL action. Don't forget, we are the home of the NFL. We got the Commanders and the Patriots at 12 this weekend, followed by the Colts and the Panthers at 3, and, of course, the Bills and the Bengals Sunday night. Don't you dare touch that dial. We'll be back in 2 Shakes with Hardwood on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Memphis football is home Saturday, November 4th at 2 o'clock for a homecoming against South Florida. Enjoy the pregame concert, mechanical bull riding, and Tiger tailgate on Tiger Lane before the game. Tickets start at just $20 as Memphis football continues to work toward a berth in the American Championship game. Be at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium Saturday, November 4th at 2. Purchase your tickets today at GoTigersGoTix.com.
At Sissy's Log Cabin, you'll find only spectacular natural diamonds that will remain treasured for generations. That promise is now symbolized by the engraved Sissy signature and sapphire, representing our guarantee of extraordinary service, selection, experience, and quality. Stop by any of our stores or visit Sissy'sLogCabin.com and experience the Sissy's promise for yourself. Find a jeweler for a lifetime, only at Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. If you need a new roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. I have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with 2 of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time it is to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies and the Redbirds and 901 FC, not to mention Tigers football and basketball, it's going to be a fun year. Thanks to Coach Silverfield and Coach Hardaway and their staffs for their dedication to the student and athletes, the University of Memphis, the City of Memphis, and us fans. Fiveash Roof Services, a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at triumphautosales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
It's time for the holidays.
Blah, humbug.
What, you're not all excited for the turkey and dressing and cranberry sauce?
The cooking, the cleaning, the relatives.
Well, you got people coming in from out of town?
So many people.
It'll be fun.
All I want to do is go to Central Barbecue.
That's all you ever want to do.
Alone.
Come on, it's the holidays.
Just sitting there in a booth all by myself, enjoying Central Barbecue, no family, being all festive.
Well, you enjoy your own private Central Barbecue holiday.
That is all I ask.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
We might. Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Johnny Hill, Brian Dacus, and it's time to do some funny stuff and talk a little bit about, little Johnny Radio's, what is it, Hardenwood? Is that what it is? That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot for a minute. I think I damaged myself this weekend.
Huh.
I am coming off of Halloween. I really didn't do anything last night. You think I'd be all right? Speaking of being okay, there's a story about psilocybin and federal court that I got to get to. Also got some crazy stuff about marriage. Marcus Jordan wants Mike to be his best man when he marries Larsa Pippen. We got also ex-dancers now suing the Sacramento Kings. So I can't wait to get to these wonderful stories. But first, I got to tell you how I get there, and that's because of Frontier Western Store. I always get there by Frontier Western Store because I'm always walking in their boots. They got the largest boot showroom on planet Earth. Western boots, cowboy boot, work boots, you name it, they got your feet looking good. They also got your kids, your ladies, your friends, your family, your father. They got everybody covered from head to toe. They have the best fall fashions, all at 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. And if you can't make it to Olive Branch, you can shop online at frontierwesternstore.com. Let's go to Hardenwood.
This is Access Hardenwood.
Man, where do I start? I think I'm going to start at the beginning. Sacramento Kings. 2 former Sacramento Kings dancers are suing the team, alleging that one of the organization's choreographers was a total creep, and he prevented them from making this year's dance squad. According to the complaint, the 2 dancers ID'd as only Jane Doe 1 and Jane Doe 2. Jane Doe 1 said in the suit she was hired by the Kings in 2022. A short time later, she noticed a pattern of misconduct from team choreographer Matthew Day. She said that he would inappropriately touch dancers as he worked with them during their choreography. She also claims that she went to HR and no changes were made. Jane Doe, who was also hired by the Kings in 2022, listed a similar allegation against Day in the suit, basically saying that they weren't comfortable with him. Now, going to this year, what do you think happened? My man, who's the choreographer, was also one of the judges.
Wow.
They say that they did not get picked because he did not pick them in retaliation for making complaints to HR. Now, the lawyer came out and said that this is absolutely stunning case. Day committed creepy acts, and he is certainly responsible for his own conduct, but the team's inactions amounts to conduct that is such horrendous work conditions, blah, 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 blah. Going on talking about how they're liable and the pain and the suffering of these 2 girls who didn't make the team this year. I don't know this, but I'm sure he would probably have a few more suits if this was it.
I would think so.
And some of the other ladies would probably support him. And again, I didn't know being a creep is a reason for you to like lose your job. You're a creep. And I'm not talking about you in the car. I'm talking about you, Degas.
I'm not creep.
You're a little creepy, man.
No.
Come in there with that cowboy boot with the belt buckle yesterday looking all creepy.
Oh, is that was creepy to you?
Nah, it was a little scary.
I think creepy's certainly a reason to lose your job. Make people feel uncomfortable. HR. Oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
I've seen plenty of people.
There's a
get
lot
fired
of
for being
weird, creepy people around here that like, dude, you know, they do their job. Do your damn job.
I think I saw at one of the previous places I worked, I think I saw 2 or 3 people get fired for being creepy.
Damn. Now, like what kind of creepy? Like, are we talking about like?
They were being weird to other women that were.
That's like sexual harassment.
Exactly. But it's creepy. I mean, that's
like
usually
if you're
what we're
just
talking
like
about creepy.
if you're telling.
That's kind of what this guy was doing, right?
No, it doesn't sound like he's a choreographer. He's telling the girls to cha cha cha. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on, girls. Do it like this.
Huh.
That's how he does it, you know?
Interesting.
And they thought it was creepy. That's just his personality.
I
You know what I'm
see.
saying?
Okay. If that's what happened, then you know.
I don't know, man. I think this is just interesting. Everybody's got to sue everybody now. Now, also got some sad news, man.
What's that?
Joe Smith's wife. You know, the one who now has the OnlyFans account? And she also basically called him poor.
Not new, yeah.
It's not a new story, but damn, now she came out on her.
I mean her OnlyFans isn't new.
No, it's not new. She had it for a while.
Right.
But now she says that she's worried that Joe is so upset that this might end their marriage. But she said subscription's gone up like 115%.
I bet.
What is she more worried about? Subscriptions or saving her marriage?
Ooh, I guess we'll find out.
I think it's all about that. It's all about them dollar bills, son. It's all about
money
them
is the
dollar
root
bills.
to all evil, you know, John.
And it's really. That's a good, yeah. That's what they say. Except for that, you know what? That's what people who say they don't have any money.
I see.
I feel like that. I think that's one of the
people
things.
with
like,
money.
When you got a lot of money, you know what they're saying?
Money's the root of happiness.
Money is check out my. I got a big bank account. That means my airplane's a little bitty.
That's right.
Now Marcus Jordan says that he's hoping and praying that his dad will be his best man when he marries Larsa Pippen. What? Okay, hold up. Right now, first and foremost, like, he didn't buy her a ring. Like, do you come out and say, hey, we're getting married before you propose to the girl? Like, is that how this works?
He hasn't bought her a ring yet?
Well, then they're not engaged. He just, he's talking, you know, having a little convo and doing stupid things. And then he's like, look, man, you know, when I marry Larsa, I really want my dad to be by my side.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
I mean, look, I was the best man at Mike's wedding, and I was the best man at my brother's wedding, and obviously we're going to keep that tradition going. I want my dad to, you know, I understand why he wants his dad to be his, you know, best man. I get it. Trust me. I want my dad to be my best man. But, like, that's Scottie Pippen's ex-wife. That's just so weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But he hates it. He doesn't like Scottie, so do it, bro. Do it. Rub it in Scottie's face. Be like, yeah, I'll be the best man. And then, like when you're doing a toast, go, Scottie Pippen, no tipping Pippen. Yeah, my son might not have played in the NBA, but obviously he's a better scorer than Scottie was. He stole his wife.
Marcus Jordan actually had much better stat line in college than I remember.
Well,
he was USA All-Freshman. I do not remember that at all.
I think Michael should take the opportunity to be the best man in their wedding and literally go scorched earth, kind of like Dabo did this week, on just Scottie Pippen can't score, doesn't tip.
I like it.
Can't
I think
finish.
it's a great idea.
But my son can.
Stole your girl.
Stole your girl, man. By the way, though, is it okay to come out there and say you're going to get married if you haven't put a ring on that finger?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, if you've talked about it, sure, why not? I'm sure they've talked about it.
So are you allowed to talk about, like, do you just sit there and go, hey, you know, baby? Like, is that, I feel like if you talk to your girl about getting married, then you're probably saying that you're not sure if she's going to say yes. Because, like, if you know she's going to say yes, why you got to talk about it? You just do the
I just
act,
think
you
that's
surprise her.
I think that's a reasonable conversation to have before you do anything too drastic.
Like sit down and be like, hey, yo, you think this is for real?
I mean, I think most relationships have that conversation. Not as serious as that, maybe, but just conversations about that.
I think most people in the beginning talk about marriage because they're drunk and they're still high on like love.
I see.
What do you
maybe.
think?
I have no idea. I've never experienced it. So.
You've never been drunk or high on love?
Drunk.
Really?
Yes.
You want to go? How old are you?
24.
Well, dude,
23.
what are
I'll
you
turn
doing when I
24
get
in March.
off?
Getting ready to work the rest of the day, John.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I was going to say, when you get off work, why don't you call me up, man? We'll
No,
watch a
thank
little
you.
Max in the World Series. I'll get you toasted.
No, thank you.
You sure?
I'm positive, thank you.
Best part of waking up is Tito's in your cup. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Other thing I had to bring up, man, this is crazy. You won't believe this. So the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit ruled against the DEA yesterday. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, the DEA wanted to do a little psilocybin rescheduling lawsuit. They filed because, they made its access to terminally ill patients, to those who said that, they were suffering from depression and all these things. They made it legal for them to take it, and then they also decriminalized it, and then they were like, whoa. We got to take, we reject this request. They go out there, try to reschedule the position, and the Ninth Circuit said, not so fast, my friend. They said that they were going to have to leave the psilocybin's legal status where it's at right now, and that the DEA did not do their research. They did not, present their case in a well manner. And I guess what this basically says is everybody go out there and get you a little mushroom action on. What do you think?
I don't know.
I mean, this is pretty interesting. And also, you got to say the physician, Dr. Sunil Agarwal, who basically went out there and took the stand and basically roasted the DEA on the effects of psilocybin. Strong case. Like, that was the Johnny Cochran for mushrooms right there. Pretty proud. Pretty deadgum proud. And, Pat McAfee, yesterday he was dressed up.
That was A.J. Hawk. The
And
only person
AJ
not dressed up was Aaron Rodgers.
And two things happened on that one, by the way. I thought that were pretty interesting. One, we were having a very serious discussion about what Pat McAfee was dressed as yesterday. We thought it was I thought for my first guess was Baby Shark. Your guess was Left Shark in...
No. That was Zach's guess.
Oh,
I
Zach's
knew
guess.
he was an orca. I mean,
Oh.
you look at that costume and you thought it was a shark? No, that was an orca whale. Come on now.
Zach, I'm sorry. Zach's guess was Katy Perry's Left Shark from the Super Bowl performance, because one shark was really good at and choreographed really well, and the other shark was kind of not such a talented dancer, we could say. Bad shark. Well, we were both wrong because it was an orca. And it was the orca when, Jim Irsay is the owner of the Colts. Who Pat McAfee punted for?
Oh, yeah, they have a great relationship.
The Colts. And Jim Irsay tried to fly Shamu from SeaWorld up to Seattle. Unfortunately, the orca passed. So he was the orca that they flew to Seattle that didn't make it.
They didn't fly him. They were supposed to fly him.
Well, I mean, he died, you're right. But it was still, they were going to fly him.
That's right. We missed the opportunity to hear about
could you imagine, like, you're
a orca
chilling,
whale
you're looking
flying
outside,
cross-country.
and you look upside, and there's a damn orca flying?
Yeah.
Like, man, you
Think he
you would
flies
think
first
you were
class?
on mushrooms. Man, I don't know how they fly on an orca, to be honest with you.
Going private?
I mean, I don't know anything about how that would have worked. Now, the other thing that I thought was funny, did you hear that? So the feed wasn't cut on YouTube. None of the feeds were cut, but there's a big old conspiracy theory right now because McAfee show yesterday. Did you notice how it kind of got cut and went off air for a minute?
I mean, I saw the clip.
You saw the clip?
Yeah.
And do you think it was because of the COVID stance from, I thought it was actually pretty funny. They were like, Aaron Rodgers, what are you dressed at? And one of them said Dr. Fauci, and the other one's like, oh, a scientist. The other one's like, the COVID vaccine, a doctor. And then he came back and said, no, he was a spike protein. Aaron Rodgers not down with the vid. No, he's not down with the COVID vaccine. And all of a sudden, it got cut. No conspiracy theory here?
John, I couldn't care enough to even wonder which it was. Who cares?
Well, I don't know. If I'm watching TV, I want to hear the joke. I want him to finish the damn joke.
But you don't like Pat McAfee, so why do you care?
It's a good question.
I mean,
I don't dislike him. Yeah, I do.
I'm
don't
so
dislike
tired.
him. I just don't like. Here's the one thing I don't like. I like. Man, I don't know how I feel.
I'm so tired.
Do you know what I don't like? I don't like when I was trying to watch the Alabama game, and I was on the wrong channel, and it was him and a bunch of dudes like talking during the whole game, and they kept showing them, and that was driving me crazy.
Well, it's same thing as like the Manning cast.
Yeah, but the Manning cast is at least funny, and actually I don't watch it all that much anyway.
I would argue Pat McAfee's simulcast is much funnier than the Manning cast. I do like the Manning cast though.
All right, it just
but I mean
seems
that's
like
a user error.
Different strokes for different folks. You know,
I'm just tired that Pat McAfee, every little thing he does now, no matter if it's him, no matter if it's what ESPN is doing during his broadcast, everything is like micro-analyzed now by everybody, and it just makes it. I'm so sick and tired of it.
So, did you enjoy the story? What was your favorite story so far from the week, by the way, that you've heard?
I'm sorry?
What was your favorite story from this week?
That you've said?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the mechanical bull story.
Did you really pull that one? The one that where they got the STDs?
Yeah, that was interesting.
That's science right there, bro.
It's something.
That's just throwing out there, man. You better take a little bleach if you ever go ride a bull. And I'm talking about the mechanical ones,
Correct.
especially down in Miami. We got to make some bets on the other side. We're betting on the World Series, game number 5. Can the Rangers get that first championship? I'll tell you on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
If you haven't experienced Genesis Diamonds yet, your moment has arrived. Next weekend, November 10th through 12th, Genesis is putting everything on sale. Save 20, 30, even 35%. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, engagement rings. World-class designers will be here too, showcasing fashion jewelry never seen here before. All on sale. Luxury pre-owned Rolex watches and all lab-grown diamonds are also included. Don't miss this spectacular store-wide sale. Next weekend, November 10th, 11th, and 12th at Genesis Diamonds, Poplar and Perkins Extended. See store for details.
With Black Friday appliance savings all month long at the Home Depot, we're making the holidays merrier by making holiday hosting easier with our lowest prices of the year on Whirlpool kitchen appliances. Get everything you need to store all your holiday favorites
Dinner's ready.
And the leftovers. With top brand kitchen appliances at a great value. Save up to $2,300 on select kitchen packages, including top brands like Whirlpool with Black Friday savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit binswingerglass.com. Binswanger Glass.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare, and in the process started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
We all appreciate luxury. We love the newest technology. We want something that sparkles and looks great. Well, I've got it all in one place. It's called Genesis of Olive Branch, right at the corner of Highway 78, that's Lamar, and the first exit in Mississippi, that's Craft Road. Turn left and you will see Genesis of Olive Branch. And right now, you can get the 2024 Genesis GV70 starting at $49,480 with special financing as low as 3.49% on select models. How about the 2024 Genesis GV80? A little bit bigger, starting at $55,995, financing as low as 5.49% with a $2,000 rebate when trading a luxury brand. Call them. They'll even bring you a Genesis at your work or your home for a test drive. They're convinced that when you drive a Genesis, you're going to want one. Call 662-890-6684. Ask for Vinny. Genesis of Olive Branch.
I have this one of those things, when things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to Little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Johnny Hill, Dacus. Big thanks to Dustin Starr, and of course Russell Copeland. We talked NFL, wrestling, a little this, a little that, some action. But now it's time to talk about what's going on tonight in the World Series. A lot of people were saying, oh, this is the time to dump on the Diamondbacks. Why? Because last night should not have happened. The first, at two innings back-to-back, 5 runs were scored. It's 10-0. But you know what? The Diamondbacks fought back. It was 11-7 was the final. The Diamondbacks didn't use their best arms, while, of course, the Rangers used their best arms, even their closer last night. And, of course, those 2 5-run innings probably shouldn't have happened. It was 2-ball, 2-strikeout, wild pitch that should have basically, that's how that started the first one. And then Christian Walker made the first error of the World Series. You got runners on first and seconds. Taylor made double play, and he just drops the ball going from the exchange, about to throw the ball to second base. And, a lot of people are saying Nathan Eovaldi got hit really hard by the Diamondbacks in Game 1. And Zach Gallen threw very well in Game 1. Zach Gallen was the leader in a Cy Young for a while this year for Arizona. But he's just been different. I don't know, man. Walking too many people in big spots. Everybody's telling me Adolis Garcia, him being gone, is going to hurt. Well, it didn't seem like that because Seager's hitting like a freaking machine, doing things that hadn't been done since Derek Jeter did them, back-to-back games with home runs. Marcus Semien, you lost Garcia. Semien found his bat last night, hit a triple, hit a home run, had 5 RBI. When he starts swinging and plus he leads off, that is huge. And this lineup all the way through is stacked, 1 through 9. I feel like they get it done. It's minus 110 on both sides. Everybody, a lot of people are telling me to take the Diamondbacks. They're feisty. They're going to fight. You saw that fight against Philadelphia. I feel like this Rangers team is going to be the first team in World Series history to win every single road game all the way to a World Series. And I think they close it out tonight.
I like it. I'd be happy if they won the World Series. I won't be mad.
November 1st, I think they're going to get it. There's something about this team you just kind of like. It's kind of like when I go to Neil's Bar and Grill. Everything over there I like, man. It's Wednesday night. Every Wednesday night, Elmo and the Shades and Eddie Harrison are going to be there. Their music room's always bumping. Starts early, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., no cover. Head on out. Horns will be playing. Check it out, Neil's Bar and Grill. And right now they got their lunches going down. I'm telling you right now, you got to go over there and try out their Italian turkey and home cooking, man. They got all kinds of it's just crazy how good their lunches are. Check it out, Neil's Bar and Grill. The catfish, the turkey and dressing, the spaghetti. Head on over there and check it out. Neil's, where the fat man rocks. It's right over there on Quince. Now, it is time for me to get the heck out of here. Now, I only have one game that I like betting on when it comes to baseball. It's the Rangers. It's a slight lean. The action tonight, I'm not really down. But I do kind of like, believe it or not, the Grizzlies.
All right, I like it. Get that first win in
Salt
chamber,
Lake
in the
City,
books.
man. Get that win. They're 0-4. Yes, I know. But the Jazz ain't much better. They're 1-3 on the season.
That's right.
2-point favorite. Everybody's like, Jazz at home. No. Marketing ain't doing jack tonight. Desmond Bane's going to be insane, man. I'm taking the Grizzlies plus the 2 points. In fact, you know what? I'm not. I'm taking the Grizzlies money line for some plus money. Enjoy the World Series. Enjoy the Grizz. Get out there. Make the world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.
Jenkins Floors and More in Hernando is growing. This family business started up 5 years ago with just one pallet.